What's up guys, welcome back to the Joe Cobra YouTube channel. I hope everybody is doing fantastically well and I hope everybody has had a fantastic Christmas so far. This video is for my pick of 2019's top 10 video games. Just a quick note guys, and that is to remember that these are just my choices of the games that I could afford or had the time to play with. So having said that, I hope everybody enjoys the video, and here is my top 10 games of 2019. So first up at number 10 is Need for Speed, which made a welcome return this year after a 2-year break, and after not being a fan of the last few games, I think the time gap has done Ghost games some good. As Need for Speed Heat finally gave us what we wanted with a day and night cycle and the return of some brutal police chases along with some insane car customization options. Need for Speed Heat reminded me of the good old days of Underground 1 and 2, and although it did not quite reach those heights, to me it is still the best Need for Speed game I have played in quite a long time. The story, although fun, was way too short, but it was the driving mechanics and the Palm City map itself that were the real stars of the game here. I hope that Ghost games continue down this path, and if they do, then I'm sure that the next Need for Speed game will be their best one yet. My choice for number 9 is Devil May Cry, which was an insane ride, and I enjoyed my time with Nero and the gang, and it was really great to see the series storyline get wrapped up here as well somewhat in the 5th installment. All the crazy attacks and visuals we all love are here, along with new cast member V, who I thought was a real nice change and pace to the game, and who also had a great part to play in the fantastic storyline. Devil May Cry 5 is a great return to form for the series, with amazing visuals and a really fun deep combat system, and it really built on Ninja Theory's improvements that were made in the previous game, the very well received DMC spin-off. It's been a real long time since Devil May Cry 4, but earlier this year 5 finally came out and it was really worth the wait, and I can't wait to see where they take the series next. Being a big Formula 1 fan, Codemasters F1 2019 had to make my list, especially when this year's edition is for me by far the best in the series yet. New additions to the game like the new Formula 2 season being added, which was a big fan request, and most importantly of all, finally being able to let drivers change teams made this easily the best F1 game to date. We also got a little bit of a story mode thrown in for the first time that did not quite work, as there was just not enough of it, and I felt that it was an afterthought, to be honest. But if Codemasters can build on what they have already and implement it the right way, especially the story parts into the career mode, I really do think that F1 2020 will be the ultimate game that F1 fans like me have been waiting for. At number 7 is Mortal Kombat 11, which had everything you'd expect from the series. It was polished to perfection, fast-paced 2D fighting, and another fantastic and engaging story mode with plenty of unlocks, a great crit mode, and fatalities that were as gory and evil as ever. The cast was also a great mix of old favourite fighters and some intriguing newcomers in the shape of time-manipulating Geras, elemental elder god Cetrion, and the Collector. Getting to see the past and present Mortal Kombat timelines mashed together in a brilliant story mode was a real huge treat, and the fighting itself was just as sublime as ever. If it was not for some of the grinding mechanics and lackluster fighting customization, it would have been slightly higher on my list. Either way, with the amazing story mode and just fun as always combat, Mortal Kombat 11 was a blast to play and looked fantastic, and the team at NetherRealm really never failed to deliver when it comes down to Mortal Kombat. After 2016's Gears of War 4, the Coalition freshened things up in some big ways with Gears of War 5. On a cosmetic level, they dumped the word of war from the title to make a clearer and cooler title. They also added some open world segments, which was a first for the Gears series, and a new vehicle called the Skiff, which was what was used to travel around these new open world areas. And for story purposes, they switched the player's attention to Kate Diaz's character, with the old crew also coming along for the ride, with JD Phoenix sticking around as a supporting cast member, and Dom, Baird and Marcus also playing their parts here really well too. But the main action focuses on Kate, who is attempting to uncover the origins of the Locust. With the fantastic multiplayer modes like Horde, which is better here than ever, and the new fun escape mode, this makes Gears 5 easily one of the best games in the series and Microsoft's best exclusives of the year. And while on the subject, I am sure we will see many more exclusives here from Microsoft, especially with next year being such a big year for gaming, what with the new consoles and Microsoft needing some real new killer IPs if they are to compete with the mighty Sony and their exclusives. From Software, the team that brought us the insanely hard Dark Souls and Bloodborne games, this year brought us Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. Still present are the intense ass-clenching precision-based combat and dodging, as well as the large-scale epic boss fights, but here they are improved with feudal Japanese samurai elements like jumping, grappling, and some cool stealth mechanics. The game was a huge surprise at last year's E3 and had everyone anticipating its launch. And on March the 22nd of this year, From Software did not disappoint, and the game delivered big time. Sekiro Shadows Die Twice is polished, exciting, and a super fun game. Just as long as you give the game the time and patience it deserves, in turn you will then feel a fantastic sense of accomplishment with every battle you win and even the ones that you lose. Sekiro is a fantastic game and it's one of Software's best games, and it's number 5 in my list of 2019's top best games. And for number 4, for any of you guys that know me or watch my channel, you will all know that I am a huge fan of Remedy games. And with Control, Remedy have done it again and brought us a very unique game that is different to anything you will play this year. The story is batshit crazy, but even so, by the end it'll all actually make sense. But it is the gameplay here that had me hooked till the end, with its amazing destructibility and overall level design. Jesse's superpowers, and not forgetting the super fun side missions that are often not as well thought out as they are here in Control. And although a bit slow to start off with, once the game gets going, it just flows beautifully, and the game kept me coming back until its conclusion. Remedy have already stated that there will be some story DLC coming early next year, and I really can't wait to delve back into the weird and wonderful world that Remedy has again created for us. The reboot of Modern Warfare not only brought us a campaign back to the Call of Duty series, it did it in fantastic fashion. Captain Price and company have never looked or sounded so good, and the adventure they go on is full of variety, surprises, and amazing gameplay hooks that I had never seen before in the series. The story for Modern Warfare is for sure the highlight of the game, showing these game studios that single players will always be king. And although there was a bit of controversy over the campaign material, especially the now famous Piccadilly level, it's nothing new and it has been done before in COD games, so why the shock? I guess it is a talking point, but for me it's just a reflection of what war and terrorism is about. Stealth, loud action, and even moments where you don't even have a gun in your hand are all here, and they all work fantastically well. Couple this with a fresh take on multiplayer, with highlights being like the 2v2 gunfight mode and the amazing realism mode where your HUD is dropped and you have only the environment in front of you to rely on, make this the best Call of Duty since possibly Modern Warfare 1 and 2. After so many years without a decent single player Star Wars game, Respawn finally addressed this issue and brought us the fantastic Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. While we was all a bit worried, let's be honest, about having EA games involved with Fallen Order, we was all hoping that they would not interfere here like they did with the Battlefront games. And for once they didn't, and I am hoping that we gamers showed them the right way forward after all the backlash we gave them over the Battlefront games. But what we got here was a fantastic Star Wars game with a great story, really good characters, beautiful planets to explore, and a really well done combat system, making this a really enjoyable Star Wars experience and one that fans had been waiting for a long time. I had so much fun with Fallen Order, and it had me hooked from the start to the finish and was easily one of my favourite games of the year. But obviously it's not my number one. To find that out, first let me just reveal some of the games that didn't quite make my list but were still worth a mention.
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, the frontier of space. Well, at least it was until the corporations bought it, branded it, and started selling it at ludicrously inflated prices. And the rest of your fellow settlers? Abandoned on the edge of the colony. I'd save them myself, but the board's got a bounty on my head. So, that's why I thought you out. You appear capable.
Look, I get it. Taking on the corporation has left us with two choices, bad and worse. But you have to choose. And you have to choose now. What's up?
We endured. We survived. We pushed back. Now, we venture outside to hunt our enemies. Into the wilderness. Into the dark. Into your shelters. Shall see no rest as we kick down your doors and bring you to your knees. We are the Division.
With a modern day graphics upgrade, gore levels and almost new level design, this highly anticipated retelling of Resident Evil 2 puts you back in the shoes of Leon S. Kennedy and college student Claire Redfield as they attempt to escape a zombie-infested Raccoon City. The Resident Evil series holds a special place in my heart, and it was one of the first horror games I ever played, and remember the many late nights I spent back in the day when I was a young teenager playing this game. So like me and many other fans of the series, I was so happy when I heard that Resident Evil 2 was getting a remake and was praying that they'd do the game justice, and boy did Capcom do a fantastic job here. Most importantly, they stayed true to the original game but just gave it a modern facelift, and it worked perfectly and was just as terrifying as the first time you played it, if not more. Being chased by the scary Mr. X throughout the whole game felt better than ever, and the updated controls and visuals made it an absolute joy to play through this game. And out of all of the games this year, Resident 2 gave me everything I love about gaming, and why it is my choice of the game of the year for 2019. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed my top 10 list of games for 2019. This is soon coming up to my first year of making videos on YouTube, and I'm telling you, it's been really stressful, but I have been enjoying making these videos, and I really hope to continue to make more and to get even better and bring you even more content next year. I want to also say a big thank you for everyone who has supported me throughout this time on my channel, especially my wife and family who obviously allow me to do this. And everyone who has ever wrote a comment or watched my video or gave me a thumbs up, I thank you very much from the bottom of my heart. I hope everybody enjoys the rest of their Christmas. I hope everybody has a very healthy and wealthy 2020. Thank you guys again for watching. Take care of yourselves and bye-bye.